Okay, now it's recording.
Yay.
Okay. First try. All right. Okay, so very interesting. I don't know if either of you had fun experiences in less than ideal workplaces. But I have. So I worked in the Utah State Prison for a bit,
Oh,
and there was uh, there was a lot of language, a lot of stuff I just didn't like. So it
do you
was
still work there?
no, no, I
Okay.
don't, because prison sucks.
That would be hard.
It is hard. It's really hard. So I got a different job, but yeah, it was a really hard place to work. And really awkward. It was a very weird culture because it was a super pro-conservative, anti-religion culture among the officers,
Wow.
which was odd.
Yeah.
So it was very interesting. But it wasn't that bad. So questions are, what can Sarah do to find belonging with a group of people who are different from her?
I liked how in a lot of our reading and studies it talked about Christ and how he would eat dinner with the sinners and the human people that are not necessarily the saints. But I think that we need to love everyone and include everyone as we read. But it's also okay to share our stance on things, and hopefully they'll respect you as well. I had experiences in where I used to work, and it was a lot of drinking and alcohol and whining and dining, dentists and that doctors. And I would go at the beginning and take them to dinner and I would be there, but I would always leave when it got to heavy drinking. And they knew I didn't drink. They didn't knew I wasn't going to participate. But it was hard for me sometimes to be around it. Um, but I think as you set your boundaries and they learn to respect you for it. And although I was included and I would show up, I didn't participate and I didn't stay for that. You know what I mean? And I think you have to find that balance in what you're comfortable with. Because some people aren't even comfortable with going around it. And I thought with Sarah, she could easily, in that example, say, "Oh, I don't drink, but I'd love to go to lunch with you tomorrow. And do you mind if we invite the other girl that was by herself?" You know what I mean? There's
Yeah.
so many different scenarios where you could be more inclusive and feel comfortable.
Yeah.
I don't, that was my first thought.
I like it. And I thought that as well. Like she could try to shift it to something other than drinking to
Hmm.
make it inclusive for her and the other girls so that it wouldn't be focused on that because there's a lot of things you can do.
Hmm. And I think once they know them and get to know and understand their standards, beliefs, values, whatever, they
Mhm.
would choose something if they were going to be more inclusive or.
Yeah. And as they got to know you and
Hmm.
understand or respect your standards.
Yeah.
I
And as
was
far as
thinking,
swearing, the same thing. If they are around you enough, they're going to realize you don't swear and they're going to be more careful. Yeah, hopefully. Go ahead. Sorry, Christiane.
no, it's okay. I was thinking more, have more description about the people, the situation, the differences. But I'm not worried about the culture of the boss is not here. We can do everything. We can talk everything. This is hard part because the people are different. The people have different beliefs and ways to matters. But when you have different ways, when someone is not there, this is strange. And about the relationship, like more time the people know her, she can be the people, like you say, they see she never swear, she never drink or never go to this place. It's okay, the works we go okay, but the people has a different way to work in day by day. And like when another thing is about the gratitude, like we learn in the week. If you work like she try help someone and she the first time is so strange, but she can go slow and know really the people, and make sure she has the place in the office.
And I
Yeah.
think that the most important thing, like you're saying, is that we don't judge other people
Yeah.
and shun them for something they do just because we don't do it. Because I have a niece and nephew that are not active and they're not doing what they should, but I still love them and I still want to be around them, and I don't want them to feel like because they don't go to church or live the standards I do, they're not going to be a part of my life, and just like at work and in other activities, we need to be inclusive, and who knows, they may come back. You just have to love them and be there for them and respect them just like you want them to respect you and your standards.
Yeah. And I think that is very important. She needs to be careful and understand where they're coming from, view them as people, as we are learning about, instead of objects. And it's a tricky balance. It can be a tricky balance. Well, I think it's not as a tricky balance as we think it is. As I've learned in prison and other places, like there's a specific guy, Rick. He's a very nice guy, but he swears like a sailor. In prison and at my current job, people swear a lot. And but both places, I let him know my standards. I'm LDS, and so a lot of times, I wouldn't even ask people to not swear. They'd start swearing around me. They're like, "Oh, sorry."
I'm sorry.
Thank you. And there's one guy, he was my boss at one point. He has to be hands down the most foul-mouthed person I have ever met. Is I'm like, wow, that is really gross stuff that just came out of your mouth. But he's very respectful. And so if I'm around, he's like, oh, sorry. And he'll catch himself. And people are, if they know your standards, they generally will be very respectful. So with Rick specifically, I think she could actually approach him and be like, it makes me feel uncomfortable or something. Maybe, could you not swear so much around me? I would appreciate it. She's anything, and he probably wouldn't get offended, because people that swear a lot are very aware there are people that don't like that. They know. And they're generally okay if you ask them not to. And another thing that you said, I thought about, is at the same time, she has to see them as people. She needs to understand where they're coming from, but she can't equivocate on her standards, right? Jesus ate with the sinners and everyone, but he didn't lower his standards to do so. He held his standards. They all knew his standard, and they all rose to his standard because they knew it. So I think that's a tricky thing, that we sometimes think we have to come down from our standards in order to meet them, but we don't, and we shouldn't. And we need to hold on to our standards while understanding them. All right. Let's see.
And I was thinking about another place I work, like in Brazil, I was Portuguese teacher.
Hmm.
And the people think it's, it's a good place. Everyone say good things, but sometimes not. And where the teachers was together, it's hard to stay there sometimes. And I have for me the same thing because when I come in, they I was talk something like jokes, bad jokes, and I was inside and the people, she don't like this, and they stop. And with the time, you need to respect and the time to know the people. I think the first thing we need to think is Sarah needs a time to know the people and the people know her because it's hard to because someone has judge about the she's from Utah, she's religious, something she's white or something like that. This image everyone has about Sarah. But she need time is it to learn respect for everyone.
Mhm.
Just
Yeah, definitely. She needs to understand, and getting to understand everyone, to learn, get to know them will help her know what she can do, right? Because people come from different places, they have different backgrounds. There's always reasons why people are doing the things they're doing. And as you can understand that, you gain more empathy for them, but you can also understand how to interact them and how to influence them for better. So let's see, what questions?
We had a group of coworkers that when they get to where they start saying jokes that are not funny and they're foul mouth,
Mhm.
we would always say, that's a little bit too close. I might have to go to HR, just kidding. But it shuts it down right away because they can tell you're uncomfortable. So I think too, if you have a code word or something, you can
Yeah,
stop it before it gets too bad. But
yeah.
anyway.
So if you were in I think we kind of went over this. If you were in Sarah's shoes, what specific steps would you take? What steps do you think the Savior would counsel her to take? Hmm.
I think it's important, like we said, to love everyone, include them regardless, but also set an example and let them know, your values and standards, and hopefully they'll respect you as you respect them.
Yeah. And I think love
And
is key.
and sometimes they'll change towards you because of that.
Yeah. And I was thinking about the boss, how, they seem very nice around her, but then they talk about her behind her back. In situations like that, I think the best thing you can do is just talk positive. Like, oh, well, I actually really like her. And, or bring up some positive attributes about her or things that she's done, you know, and start talking her up every time someone starts to drag her down. And eventually they'll catch on and be like, oh,
They know not to talk bad about her in front of you, or
yeah,
they
who's
stop and
not to talk
joke
about bad in
around.
front of you because you're like, oh, I'm not gonna do that. And I do like her.
Yeah.
I think that might be a good way to set an example. Any other thoughts?
I agree.
no, I think we talk about everything. Has more, but the idea for be positive, like for everyone, I think everyone feel if you go positive, I need to change something. If I start something negative and someone is positive about this, someone will think I need to change some ideas or make different thing and make the environment wake for this.
Hmm. Okay, well, let's move on to part two. Let's see, I'm gonna share my screen. All right, so y'all see that? Okay, so I'll read part 2, okay? As she left the office for the weekend, Sarah felt discouraged, lonely, and afraid that her feelings might never change. After taking a walk and listening to her favorite band to relax her mind, she returned to her apartment and began to pray for guidance. She continued to consider her situation throughout the day on Saturday. But as she prepared herself for church on Sunday, she still felt like she didn't know what to do. As sacrament meeting began, she continued to ask for help and guidance. As Sarah listened to the sacrament prayer, the words "always remember him" stuck out, particularly in her mind. She began to think of how the Savior had been patient with her shortcomings throughout her life. Her mind then turned to Jesus having dinner with publicans and sinners. His words of "Neither do I condemn thee" spoke to the adulteress, and his outstretched arms seeking to gather all mankind. She started to see her coworkers less as sources of discomfort and more as children of God, who desired many of the same things she did. As hope returned to her heart, Sarah began to make plans for how she would interact with others when she returned to the office on Monday. We're supposed to put ourselves in Sarah's shoes again and create a list together of what she could do. All right. Does anyone use the whiteboard?
I haven't before, but I think we could figure it out. Let's see.
You guys see that? Maybe. Who can see what you share? Everyone can see. You owe me more. What is this? Comment.
You could just click on apps to bring it up.
I don't know. I brought one up. Can you guys not see it?
Yeah, press and just place a sticky note on the whiteboard.
I'm not sure how to use it because just can't.
For me, I think I can comment. I don't know how to just write everything. I can comment.
Maybe
in the-
commenting is writing. Maybe I need to add a comment. Maybe that's what I need to do. Comment away. Feedback, add comment. Result comments.
I tried to
Let me
press
add a
it
comment.
in. Didn't work.
I thought it would be as easy as clicking on whiteboards and bringing it up. Turns out it's not. Okay. New whiteboard. Allow persistent access to the verified meeting participants after closing the whiteboard. I guess.
I don't even see where it says whiteboards,
Board.
but maybe it's because you are the host.
Okay.
There you go, the pen.
That's something.
I bet you can click on that pen,
All right,
draw. Yeah, I'm drawing.
yay.
Okay, how do I erase?
Shapes, sticky notes, maybe. Template. It's a template. Draw. Just there we go. Can write stuff.
I'm
Perfect.
trying to erase what I wrote. I'm not sure how to erase that.
There should be an eraser somewhere. Nope. More tools.
Oh, here we go.
Cards.
Got it. Okay.
So title. What to do?
You want one of us to type the notes?
Maybe. I'll
Oh,
let that take.
David.
What in the world am I doing? Huh. Sure. Can type the notes.
Here. Text.
I
Okay.
just put it.
Were you starting to write something here?
Not really. I was trying to figure out how to write something.
I think we
Oh.
can.
Wasn't really working.
Here. We'll just make a big box and type in it.
Okay.
That
Sounds
sounds
good. All right, so put your shells and Sarah's shoes and list together what she could do.
what Sarah could do.
So did you guys see what I was typing when I was in a box? Or no?
I didn't.
Oh, because I can't see what's in your box.
Oh, you can't?
No, it's interesting.
That's weird. Wait, who can see what you share? Everyone who has access to this whiteboard, including people in the meeting, can save things you share here and share them with
I
apps.
see the name, but I don't know what you doing.
Yeah,
Can you see where it says what Sarah could do?
no, I see a green box.
Yeah,
That's
me too.
maybe there's a way to like post it, status,
If you
calendar,
try inside this box right now, maybe we can see.
lock, color.
Oh, wait, let me just change that eyeball up there.
Forward, bring front, export data, copy, paste. You don't see what I'm typing in my box, right? Last time
I'm try put a comment and I don't know how. Just to make sure it works.
Hmm.
We can write in a paper, it's okay.
You guys see the square I just made? Oh. Whoa. Hard. No. Bill, this should not be. Wait. Hmm. Well, anyone can share at or below. So we all should be able to. Just don't know why we can't.
You can see a little what you write and a little bit.
You what?
You put just letter inside.
Yeah.
I see.
You saw it?
Yeah, just for 20 seconds.
Oh. Do you see anything now?
No, in the high part, I can't see in the middle. Because it has not in the middle, just
Select.
Could you see the letters I was typing in his box?
Were you typing letters in my box?
Uh-huh.
Can you see the letters
No.
I'm typing in my box?
I can't see anything now.
mm,
Um,
strange. Maybe
Here,
they
I'm gonna
doesn't play
Google
with
it.
us.
Let's see what we can find out.
this is silly. Let me try a sticky note. Can you see my sticky note?
Nope.
You can't. Do you have to like post it or something? Lock.
Are you sharing your screen?
Maybe I thought maybe I need to share my screen. I thought sharing your clean screen will close the whiteboard.
Oh,
I thought we should be able to see what everyone else does on this whiteboard. That's the purpose of the
Yeah,
whiteboard.
I try, but maybe I try.
can you see that? Can you
Yeah,
see a box with letters in
yeah,
it?
I can. I can see your box of letters.
Oh, yay.
And
Yeah.
you can't,
Me?
can't see
Let's,
my sticky note. And I can
no.
see yours.
You can see?
Yeah. Okay, we got
Yeah.
something. We got something.
You go in the T here,
Mhm.
text, and send a message.
Oh,
Can you see that?
yep. I see it. Okay. What Sarah should do. Okay. Wow. Took a little too long. Oh, right. So, love. Okay. Include everyone.
She was praying for ways serve them, to get to know them, right?
She was praying for guidance,
Yeah,
but
she was worried about the situation and think
so
she has the option to change the place, but she thinks it's
so
better stay and help the people with the. I feel she think about Christ with the sinners and just stay and make some attempts to help another people, help herself to feel better about the other people.
yeah.
Okay.
So I think we're supposed to come up with specific things that she could
She
do.
can do.
Like she could bake cookies and take them to work.
Yeah.
Because honestly, that's what I would do. Because I make really good cookies.
I think about Brazilian food, it's okay.
And she could invite them to lunch and other activities where she's comfortable.
Yeah.
Oh, what happened there? Um, what you mentioned, David, that she could turn negative conversations around and say something positive about her boss.
Yeah.
This? Oh, so you write too?
Say
Huh?
that again.
You writing through the notes?
I'm just typing them. Can you see them?
Yeah, a little bit. It's not in the middle. It's like in the left. But it's okay. I
Well,
can see.
can you move your screen over?
Mine?
Yeah. Like, let's see.
That better?
No, no. Just I think I can. Oh yeah. So just me? Everyone doesn't know how to work. Okay, I can see everything. I leave this just a test.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Okay, so yeah, we wanna what other what are I think she could um let Rick know that she's uncomfortable with his
With this
language.
language.
Yeah, maybe he just never feel he does so much sir word. Like I think it's normal for him, maybe. And someone just talk to him, he just is low the the time he just say these words. He starts anyone can't stop like one day, but slow a little bit.
It might be habit for him.
Yeah.
And yeah, and it could be. Um
It was funny because one time I was visiting my daughter and her um brother-in-law on yeah, on our other side of the family was there with us. We were going to a movie and every word of out of his mouth was a swear word. And I was very uncomfortable. And he just kept doing it. So I finally looked at him and I go, "Do you always swear this much?" And he goes, "Oh, I'm so sorry." And I go, I'm not used to that. And he didn't swear again in front of me. And now whenever I see him, we brought it up and just laughed because I'm like, yeah, that was shocking for me. But I think sometimes, if you just let them know you're uncomfortable with it, they're usually respectful enough to stop
they are. And
or try.
even if it's habit, like because a lot of guys in the prison, a lot of guys where I work now, that's just how they talk.
Yeah.
But people that do
Yeah.
swear, they can control it. Like when I was in high school, I swore a lot because I was rebelling and I was like, haha, I can say swear words. And it actually I said it so much that it became habit and it was actually really hard for me to stop. But at the same time, I didn't swear around my parents.
Mhm.
Like I knew how to control it. And the people at my work, they swear like crazy. They don't swear around their boss. They know when
Yeah.
it's not acceptable and they do control it.
Mhm.
And so
Talk
if she lets
about the you're gonna have a kid learn another language. For my family, my nephews, they the little they know that they understand the two language and they know where they can speak Portuguese, where they speak English. The
yeah,
little age. It's so strange how this happened. It's the same thing. In your mind, you just know I can talk this way here. It's okay. It's just relax and talk this way.
it is. And like if she lets him know, then he'll be like, oh, well, I can't talk that way around her. And he probably will just stop.
Mhm.
Another thing she can do, like I think the little act of good thing, like make a little favors just to make sure help someone without anyone ask little things, and the people can see how she feel about them.
Try to notice how she can help others. Be very cognizant of those around her.
Mhm. It
And
can be in work or different things like bring a water for someone or I don't know,
try to
little
go out of her way to
good,
be helpful.
yeah. good actors, little things.
Yeah. Yeah. That'd be real good. Okay.
Another thing is forgot about the background of the people. Like, yeah, someone is this way, and feel the people in the moment and the place, and try to see like Christ.
Yeah.
Hi. She finally joined us.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hi
Be more
guys,
like, hi.
do you have
Hi.
a long time meeting already?
a little bit.
Oh, I was trying to connect in my computer, but I couldn't, so I'm doing it in my cell phone.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it's okay.
Did you by chance read the mini case?
Did we lose her?
Maybe. One more thing I thought of was she could make a point to sit by Amara. Amara is the girl that she notices she eats alone and she's not very accepted by the rest of the group. So she
Yeah,
could sit by
just
her
stay separate.
and get to know her. And
And help her feel part of the team.
yeah. And getting to know her, she could be able to help introduce her to the rest of the team and help bring her in. A big chance is with the rest of the team, they probably like Amara's probably really shy and she doesn't feel like she can go reach out to them to try and be a part of them. And they probably feel like, well, she's not reaching out to us. We'll just not bother or we won't worry about it. Or they might not even notice that she's feeling outcast.
Is it
And
Amara or Alara?
Amara.
Amara. Okay.
They might just feel like, oh, well, she could join us anytime, you know?
Yeah, they probably don't even notice if they're not aware.
Yeah.
Anything else?
I think
Read
that
the question again. What did it say to whiteboard?
it said to put yourselves in Sarah's shoes again and create a list together of what she could do.
Yeah.
Which is this is a good list because now we have to go over each thing in the list of these 4 questions. So first one is, what is the end in mind of each of our proposed actions? So what is the purpose? So bake cookies and take them to work. What is the end in mind?
Make friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Treats make friends. Get to know them. Show them you care. Show
Yeah,
them you
like
love them.
if they feel she can be something bad, she just bring the cooks and I'm peace.
Break the ice
Mm-hmm.
and
That old saying, M&Ms make friends.
good
Can I
saying.
say something?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Today is hard because every place we go with something to eat, the people say, I'm gluten free, I'm vegan, or something like that. It's hard to
It is, it does make it hard,
it's this
huh?
way today.
But
You need
you
to
get to know
first.
something about them.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's good start.
All right. Chris,
Yes,
I don't know, she can.
Chris,
I'm here.
do you
Were
have
you
something
trying
to
to
say?
say something?
She's here.
Yes, I was gonna tell that this little mini case is talking about, Sarah, and that she was happy to come to the company to work with her partners. But she's dealing with, how the case said that with laziness and mediocrity, talking behind others' backs, and this destructive arguments and contention, dishonesty and corruption, confusion, distraction, and lack of purpose. And I believe she feel overwhelmed with the partners because they don't like work in unity like maybe she was thinking. And then the other partner, the one she was talking uh, to her not so nicely, I think that the only thing that she can do is like try to be friends, like Miko said, be friend with them. And if the team, like to go out and have fun and have some drinks, we know that Sarah is a member of the church, and then she maybe can try to share with them, not drinking, but maybe she can be their driver, a driver, and then just come with them, and then maybe she can be assigned to drive or anything, and without like telling them or trying to like push her religion in that case, because like you said, they have to like first break the ice and everything. But I feel like she has to cooperate a little bit with them, not like pushing her religion, but trying to be nice and like cooperating, like I said, like maybe have fun with them, letting them know um her principles.
Yeah, those are good ideas. We did talk a little bit about that. We also talked about maybe coming up with something else to do that wasn't drinking and that would make Amara feel more welcome too, more included, because I mean, there's lots of stuff they could do, and she might just be able to suggest something else.
Yeah.
See if they bite.
Yeah.
You did miss part 2.
Okay.
Can I read that to you real quick?
Yep.
Okay, it says, as she left the office for the weekend, Sarah felt discouraged, lonely, and afraid that her feelings might never change. After taking a walk and listening to her favorite band to relax her mind, she returned to her apartment and began to pray for guidance. She continued to consider her situation throughout the day on Saturday. But as she prepared herself for church on Sunday, she still felt like she didn't know what to do. As sacrament meeting began, she continued to ask for help and guidance. As Sarah listened to the sacrament prayer, the words "always remember him" stuck out particularly in her mind. She began to think of how the Savior had been patient with her shortcomings throughout her life. Her mind then turned to Jesus having dinner with publicans and sinners. His words of "neither do I condemn thee," spoken to the adulteress, and his outstretched arm seeking to gather all mankind. She started to see her co-workers less as a source of discomfort and more as children of God who desire many of the same things she did. As hope returned to her heart, Sarah began to making plans for how she would interact with others when she returned to the office on Monday. So with that in mind, right now we are putting ourselves in Sarah's shoes again and creating a list of what she could do. Can you see the whiteboard?
No, I don't.
You don't. Oh, maybe I have to add you. Let's see. Let me see.
Oh yeah, because her little color's not at the top like ours are.
I can see your face, David.
Huh. Okay. What? Hmm.
I wonder if you,
How? Um, your name's not Chrissy Brown, is it?
No, I'm Chris Dowdle.
I know. Trying to add you
um,
as an editor.
Christy, go up to the eyeball at the top and click on that and request follow. Can you do that, Christy? Can you see it?
Mm,
It up at the top, it says invite all to follow me.
okay, let me see.
See if that will.
I think I did. Back to meeting. Yeah, I got it.
You can see it?
Yep.
Awesome.
You
Okay.
can see the whiteboard.
Not exactly. I think, are you sharing already? Because I can't see. I just seeing your faces.
Hmm.
But anyway, that's okay. So are you making the list of what she has to do in order to be a good partner or
Well,
something?
we're making a list of like just things we came up with that we thought of she could do. And now we're going over the list and we got questions we have to ask for each thing on the list. So the first thing we came up with, I came up with was bake cookies and take them to work. Because everyone loves food.
Another thing that I can think is like pray for them, because prayer are, very effective when we are in hard times. And I know these things happen like often, especially when the people is not like same faith, members of the church. But I believe that we can rely on the Lord and ask him for help in this case. And like you said, like make cookies for them and try to be more, you know, able to share with them or participate in what they do too, without like crossing, the limits of what we know
Yeah,
about our religion. Yes.
definitely. Those are good suggestions. So now, we have, I think Christiana just sent you a picture of the list on your phone, a message. So you can look at that. And on that list, we're going to go over these questions. What is the end in mind of each of our proposed actions? And then on what doctrine or principles is each action based? What are the risks of taking this action? What are the risks of not taking the action? Based on the risks, can we adjust the action to accomplish the same purpose while reducing the risk? That
A lot of questions for each
big
one of those.
question. And are there any other ways we should adjust our plan? There is a lot of questions.
Think for the end in mind, for me, the first one to see the people like Christ see. Like the plan, because she needs to know the people, but she has this idea to see the people like Christ. Everything can work in the final. And second thing is, she can be the risk. Or the second thing is she tried this. The workplace is gonna be better to stay there, and the work can be better. The risk is the people just do not give anything about the ideas, her ideas, but it's okay. Not everyone, but anyone can help, and she can make friends. Just this.
And be happier.
Yeah.
Can we generally answer all of them together by answering those questions? Because I think they're all similar. Do you know what I mean, David?
Yeah. What I do here.
What are the end results of all of them according with each one of the questions?
All right. Yeah. I think so. I don't even know. Can you guys see what I just tried to put the questions up.
Okay.
Can you guys see that?
Here, I'm gonna move it over a little if I can. There you go.
Yeah. Just trying to get them close to each other. So
This is the end, and what is the end in mind?
I mean,
Ooh. Hold on.
This what she trying to do is no work for one day. It's this for every day. Like if she has a career in this place, she wanna work in these ideas, make friends and make a better workplace for years. It's not just she can adjust the plans every time anything do not work.
yeah. And that is in the end is to make a better work environment. Yeah. To not
Well,
only to, what?
I think that we have to we can apply, like it says, the emotional bank account, and like, you know, take care of the words and actions that we take or she takes. And in this case, like, you know, the deposits and withdrawals, the words that she says or how she's going to be. And those deposits, like, be on time, express sincere gratitude, um, keep commitments, be loyal to them, and then when they are absent, and no talk, you know, no talk back when they're not there. Be loyal to others in their presence, be true and consistent in how to live the values and everything, instead of the withdrawals, like, you know, arrive late, often complain for everything, and failing keeping the commitments, talk badly about everybody, and take care of those things, like apply the, you know, the win-win um action, and try to be like comprehend each other.
Yeah, look at
So
people.
yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So on what doctrine or principles are each action based? I mean, so we have to make sure that each action is based on love, I think is an underlying or overarching principle in order for it to work, right? It's not going to work if it's not based on that. See, what are the risks of taking this action or taking this action? So we have a lot of them. Let's see, letting Rick know she's uncomfortable with his language. There's a risk of him getting offended. So
Yeah.
I think that just requires some tact and just doing it in the right way.
Yeah.
And as long as she's and some vulnerability on her part. If she shows it's uncomfortable to her and she's able to open up that and be vulnerable when we are vulnerable to other people and show how we really feel, which we often don't want to, they respond a lot better to us.
And she also has taken a risk by stating her values and standards and just hoping that they'll respect her for that and not judge her or feel like she's judging them, right?
Yeah.
Any other risks?
Sitting by Amara. There's what are the risks from that?
Um,
Mark,
maybe losing the other friends. I mean, you hate to say that because you don't want people to be that way, but
The case never
might-
said how much time she works there, and she just try and start to make friends. And it's not friends, but you can just what she expected. They not becoming friends, but they know they know what's expect from the other people. Maybe Amara need help making friends, and she
my.
helping. Yeah,
But what are the risks? Like if she goes and sits by Amaya, maybe the other people that sit together will think, oh, she doesn't want to sit with us. She doesn't like us. So that's a risk. It's a possibility. I guess she could reach out. I guess this is also are there other ways you could adjust your plan? You could invite Amaya to sit by you and the others, or ask the others if, hey, Amaya's sitting alone. Do you think we should invite her over here? And see
yeah.
how they respond to that.
mhm.
And that way you could try to get her included more with everyone, not just you.
And I was thinking that maybe if some of the members or the members of the team like visit Amara after work in her house, like you said before, take some cookies or invite her somewhere to get a ice cream or something. I feel like every people, or not every people, some people, when you pay attention or of the necessities or just make a call or text something nice to her, I think that she will feel included in the group, and she will feel more confidence to get close to the others. Don't you think?
I definitely do.
This is what happened when minister and teachers, they do the same thing. The president of the Relief Society, they assigned us sisters, and sometimes we don't know them, and sometimes you you are afraid to get close to this person because, believe it or not, there are some sisters that scare you. And then, but when you know them, how they really are, and you make a good friendship with them, you just be so grateful to know them, to to know the time you lose like thinking like that, you know. And that happened to me. That's why I'm saying that, because I've been having good experiences with my sisters when I had to minister them, and sometimes they say, "Oh, what about she's not opening the door, or she doesn't want to talk to me, or something like that." And in this case, I think that Amara feel like she's alone, and maybe because she feels that she is different, um, maybe she doesn't want to get close to the group for that reason. But if the other ones like get close to her after work or call her, I think things can change.
Yeah, definitely. And I think um what you just said and what Christiane said earlier goes together, and basically she has to get to know individuals on an individual basis, and that will help her see a lot of the ways she can move forward. But she has to gain relationships with each of them, and that will save a lot of, or I guess not save, but it will give her a lot of ideas of what to do and where to go from there.
That's right.
All right. Okay. I think we're probably a little over time.
I feel like we covered everything.
I think we did. Any other thoughts that anyone wants to share?
Well, to me, I think that we all need friends. And this case, it's a very good example to think about some of our brothers and sisters at church and not at church, that sometimes they feel, lonely. And then I believe that we all have the opportunity to get close to them, like inviting them to do something, like make friends with everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
One last thing I was thinking about what Sarah thinking the sacrament meeting. If you always remember him, you never treat the people in bad ways. Because every action you take, you remember him, you choose better.
Yeah. Well, that was good. Just trying to view them as children of God through a Christ-like lens will help her the most. I often have a hard time keeping that in mind in my interactions. That's very good.
Do you want me to put those questions at the top of this?
Sure.
I don't know if this is part of our thing. I guess
I
it's
don't think
recorded.
we need to like turn this in or anything because it's in the
Okay.
video. It should be in the recording. You can
Mhm.
see it.
Yeah, not needed, just to remember.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, Chrissy, can you meet at Tuesday next week?
Me, Chris, or
Yeah,
Christiana?
you.
Me?
Sorry.
Tuesday,
Mm-hmm.
you said, instead of Thursday, right?
Yeah, I have young women's camp and I won't have internet service on Thursday. But I understand if y'all can't. I just thought I would ask.
You know what? On Tuesday is the day when we go back to Phoenix, and we're gonna
Oh,
be.
you're not home yet.
Yeah, I don't know. We're here in
Okay.
the boat, so we can. If you want to stop like recording, we can talk about it, and because I have another question to ask you guys.
Okay.
Okay.